Alright, what is up everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video. We're back in the low budget park series, which is no longer low budget basically. We're at $100,000 basically. We're at 99k. When we left off, we did build this amazing S&S Scream and Swing flat ride right next to the B&M dive coaster, and I have to say it looks fantastic. It's actually one of the best, I think, flat ride it's that I've ever done, but this doesn't look very safe, so I don't know what's going on here. But this looks very dangerous, so I'm not entirely sure what's happening here. These kids are levitating, so they are some sort of magic, because they're going right... Maybe these guys are ghosts. Maybe they're ghosts, because they're just... it's not affecting them in any way, so I'm guessing these guys are ghosts. They're just hanging out in the ride perimeter. This operator needs to be fired, though, because they're not paying attention very much, because unless he can't see them, maybe it's kind of a weird ghost thing. I don't know. Something's going on there, but we need to get that checked out. We might have a ghost problem. We might have to hire some of the Ghostbusters from the Ghostbusters pack, and the restraints are open while it's running, so maintenance might want to check that out as well. Just saying. that might be a good idea. But okay, I think in this episode, I think we're actually going to focus on a new roller coaster, but we'll see how that goes. But I wanted to get some like planters out over here. There's something I wanted to do this last episode, but I didn't get around to it, and I should have. But we're gonna do some planters, and I want to take care of this just real quick. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some big ones. So basically, we're gonna take these. Do I have anything that's more rounded? It's more of a circular style. I guess not. Those are a little big. I wanted to do something maybe a little bit smaller. I might have to. Should I create my own? Should I build my own? We're gonna need to build our own here. I want something more circular like this, but maybe on a bigger scale is basically what I want here, but I don't think we have that, so that's going to be a problem. What kind of a problem? I mean, you can always make your own, but... let's see what we have here. Let's go with dirt. No, I'm just kidding. Not really kidding, but yes, let's go with the mulch. We'll go with the largest one, or the second largest one. Gosh dang, see the size difference is just so much. Big size differences. With a little bit of a darker mulch here. Basically, we just want to create one. I'm actually going to raise the footer up. Okay. Make sure this is centered. And then we gotta create a thing around it, so... is there just a... Where's the regular one? Where's the normal one? There it is. This will work just perfect. It's a lot bigger than I thought. I thought it would be... I legit thought it was going to be the same size as the mulch, but I guess not. But that's okay. I might recolor the wall too, maybe. But we'll see. Alright, think I made this all a scenery piece, so. Mixed section. We don't want that together. That way I can just copy this over to the other one. Pretty easy. Pretty easily. We do need to raise this up first. And set it in the right spot. Doesn't really matter where this is placed, but I'm gonna try and make it look nice. I know it's probably not safe to do construction while the ride's running. It's pretty sketchy. I know, but we did it. we did all right, you know? We did okay. We can just keep those kind of colors, that's fine. We're gonna go with, stick with the castle walls here. We'll just, I need to not be editing that. I need to be on my own thing. And then for these two, we're just gonna kind of do something like this. I don't know if I'll be able to get it to fit, but we're gonna try. Basically, maybe something like this. We can get in here. I want to make it about the same height as the other ones. I don't know why I wanted to do this so bad, but I wanted to put like little planters in here for the where the supports are. A little bit of Valraven vibes, I guess, you know, with all the circular colors and circular pieces. You know, so I guess that's what we're doing. Could select the other piece, it'd be a little more effective, but I'm too lazy to do that, so we're just gonna continue to use the circular pieces. See, and that looks pretty good. Like I like the looks of that when you're next to the path here. I think it gives a nice, good look. But same thing with those. We need to raise these up. Place them in the proper spot. There we go. And we could put some like flowers and stuff in these. Like we could do whatever, anything we want with those, and it would look quite nice. So now the next thing I do want to do is get these two pathways connected. So this next attraction is going to help us accomplish that. You can see we do have some guests coming in here, but not too many, as I would want. So we are gonna do a coaster, so this probably will take multiple episodes, but that's all right. We're gonna go with a mock launched family coaster. I don't know why, but that's really what I want to do. I'm gonna use the Copperhead Strike model or track model because it has the best auto-generated supports out of any of the rides, out of any coasters. I think these are the best. This is like one of the last models they did, or that Planet Coaster did, so it is actually one of the best. In my opinion, they did a very good job with, a lot better job with like the auto-generated supports. They actually did a lot better with them in this one. So okay, so we're gonna create its own little area here. We're gonna have a path that does connect these two together, these paths together. So we have a nice, good circular path layout. And then I'm also going to put some pathways around this ride. This is going to be a very interactive coaster. So you're going to be able to have a lot of path interactions with this coaster. And that's going to be the cool idea with it. So So I think that's going to be our idea, and it's going to be visually stunning. We're going to use the vector trains, I think. Well, we might keep the Carowinds ones, the Copperhead Strike. I mean, just ignore the Copperhead Strike on the front. have it kind of like a car themed. I think that could work. We're gonna do a holding section to kind of get the ride started. So it's gonna pull out here. We're gonna pull out here, and then target speed. It's not gonna go super fast. We're gonna go around the 48 mile an hour range. This will probably be a double launch coaster, so we're gonna do that. Acceleration, go around 6 maybe. We'll see how that goes though. Have normal launch here, and what I'm gonna do is we're gonna just very slightly, as it launches off, we're gonna go just a slight incline. So this first launch is gonna have a little bit of an incline. I want to start test. I want to try and make this launch section kind of as short as possible. So once we get up to around the speed, 45 right there, so we don't really need any more launch section after that. So we're going to do, we do need to add walkways or our catwalks. See, this is what I wish they would have added to all of them. Let's go ahead and do left, because to me that would make the most sense, because if you did an evac off of here, you'd want them to be on the exit side. So that's what we're going to do. We'll go ahead and turn banking offset all the way on. So that's our first little launch track, and it's not too far up. So now we're going to do, I think we're going to start off with a little hill here. It kind of goes into an overbank turn. We'll see how much speed we have too. That's also important. Let's go 45. That way it does kind of like a overbank turn here. It's not going to be super tall, because again, we only got 45 miles an hour to work with here, so 45. Go back to 0. So it's going to do a quick turnaround right off the bat here, and then we'll level ourselves back out. There's not going to be any inversions on this ride. I just want a nice little airtime machine here. Alright, let's see, let's take a look at our speed here on this ride. Should we do 4 cars? Yeah, 4 cars is fine. That's actually pretty good. Let's go and do, see, even the support structures here is fine. Like I don't need to do don't need to do like different support structures for this. This is going to be honestly just fine. So we're going from a right turn. Should we go into a left afterwards maybe? The idea is we're going to have a lot of path interactions with this ride too, so there'll be like a little viewing area of the launch right there. I feel like we should maybe turn left. And I usually try to stick around the 45-degree range on my turns. We're going to stay low to the ground. Staying at 0. A little bit of a cool little turn, or like a sideways turn here that will then bank back to normal towards the bottom. I like that. That's pretty neat. I like that. I like that little element right there. That's actually going to be pretty cool. Like, it's kind of like, almost like your outer bank turns, but like it's straight almost, you know, a little bit. I think that'll be a nice little a nice little element to go right there. So we're gonna go just barely angled upwards. We're gonna do some twists and turns here. I love doing like low to the ground twists and turns. So we're gonna go slightly up and then right back down. Slightly up, do a bank turn, and then we're gonna bank directly to the other direction. Going this way. I'm doing 50 degrees because after you do the smooth tool, it will kind of smooth it down to 45 probably. But we'll see. We'll see how that actually goes. So we'll have to put in our second launch too. So we'll keep that in mind. Alright, we're gonna go slightly up here. Back to 0. How much momentum we have? We're in the 40-mile-an-hour range, around the 30. So we are running out of a little bit of speed. I kind of want to do something a little bit unique with this ride. For our second launch, I want to have like an incline launch. Kind of. A slight inclined launch. It goes over other bits of track. But we're going to stay nice and low to the ground here. We're going to start angling ourselves up at 25 degrees or so. We're going to do kind of like a second slightly outer bank turn. Kind of like we did before. And then I want to bank back this way, if I can, and then we're going to do that second launch. And the second launch is going to be a little bit faster. I want it to be around the 48-mile-an-hour range. Is what we're going to go for. Okay, and then we're going to bank back this way at 45 degrees. Maybe we can make it a little bit bigger because we do have the space for it. Let's go ahead and angle downwards so we're still kind of maybe getting some extra speed there. Let's go ahead and see where the test is at because I want to see about what speed we're at here. And I want to angle us around right here to get ready for that second launch, which will be at an incline. Because we're at around 35 miles an hour, and this is going to be a rolling launch. And we'll go at about 25-ish degrees. So we'll go about right there, and then we're going to do a synchronous motor. That will reach us to 48 miles per hour. A little bit different. Like, I know it's not something you normally see on a mock rides very much. We might have to up the acceleration actually, so it actually will because we're at an angle. When you're at an angle, you have to up the acceleration. Sometimes, so do a little thing there. Maybe that will be enough. I'm hoping. We want to make sure it gets to 48. It's pretty close. We might have to do one more section. Maybe. This will be the tallest point of the ride. That should get us to about 48 miles an hour. So we're going to be a little over 60 feet, which is a little tall, but it's fine. This is going to be a good family ride. It goes a little fast there. Let's see. I don't want to put trims on it because I don't want to upset Silas, so we're going to just make the launch a little bit shorter. It's okay if we don't get quite to 48, because as soon as we go over this hill, down this hill, we're gonna hit that speed for sure, because we're gonna be trending downwards here. Okay, and then we're gonna start to rotate here. I'm gonna do a little bit of a dive drop here. So this will be our biggest drop of the ride. Oh, we got up to 56 miles an hour there. We'll mess with the speeds a little bit on the launch. We'll mess around with them. So we're gonna start things off the second half here with a speed hill. To get a really good pop of airtime. And then we're gonna pop up here. And actually do a heavily banked turn, almost like 70 degrees right there. It's gonna dive down. I like these kind of turns that goes up and then you kind of rotate in. We might change the launch to be a little bit slower though. Just a little bit slower. Let's raise you up just a little bit. This will be a really cool ride, though. Yeah, I think it goes over the top just a little bit too fast still. I want to have some good acceleration on that incline, because I think it would be awesome if we have some really nice, really cool incline launched forces right there, but think we're gonna do a little bit of like a double down, or double up. Not double down, double up. Here. Yeah. Double up, and then we're gonna go back down here. I wanted this ride to be fairly compact, but we're using quite a bit of space here, so... Which isn't awful or anything, but... Okay, let's grab the launch here. And we're gonna go down to maybe like 44 miles an hour and less acceleration. And let's just see what that does. Stop test and start test. Because again, this is meant to be a family coaster. A family launch coaster. So we need to be careful with how extreme we go. We don't want to go too extreme. Yeah, it's still going a little bit too fast through there. Still a little bit fast. Interesting. Let's go down to 41. I know you coaster enthusiasts would love it for it to be faster, but again, family ride. Family coaster. I'm trying to figure out what path do I want to take. Do we want to keep going this way and then maybe go around, maybe get through here and then hit the brake run, or do we need to go all the way back around? That's my question. We're gonna have a decent amount of momentum left, but I do need to start looking at getting back towards the station, so. Yeah, I would say this is going to be more of a family thrill coaster. So, like, on the family side, but it does pack a bit of a thrill to it, you know? Let's see, it was still going pretty fast cresting over that hill. I might have to put some trims on it. Anti-trims triggered. Ba-ba-da-dum, ba-ba-da-dum, ba-ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da-dum-bum. Alright, well, how about we go over here? A lot of twisty turns. And we're gonna slot our way. Gonna start to slot ourselves around. I'm trying to keep the auto-generated supports without having to remove them. I don't want them to get removed. So I'm trying to slot my way around them a little bit here. Which can create some really nice head chopping effects. You know, some good head choppers. You might go just the slightest wider here. 44 degrees. Because I want to try and go right in that crack right there. Right around there. We could probably get away with a little bit of cheating here by like just barely banking this a little outside a little extra. That should be clear. Should have a good enough clearance there, right? Maybe. Yeah, stand close to the ground until maybe the very end here. We might pop it up just to hit the brake run. I'm trying to think do I need to fly around here and then pop up into something, or should I try and go over this turn? I think it just depends on how much speed we're working with. Yeah, let's go ahead and place that down. I'll go ahead and pause it so we have some smoother transitions here. Alright, even if we do slow down quite a bit here, it'll be alright. I mean, that's still not super high or anything. We just... I'm gonna try and do I'm trying to stall here so we can get over this spot. Actually, I should probably keep the test going so I can see where we're at. I want to see where we're at, like, kind of speed-wise, just slightly. And then we can hit some magnetic brakes. And then we'll hit a block section here. because now we got to do some sort of turnaround. So what we'll do is we'll put a block section right behind here. I can hold enough for a train. Gosh dang it, I realized I have to fit in some sort of transfer track too. So that's going to be fun to figure out. I want to be able to run at least 3 trains on here if I can. Which shouldn't be a problem, but you never know. Alright, now we should just have to do a turnaround. I know I made this brake run pretty high. It's like a B&M Giga. So, we'll see how this works, though. Should just have to smooth this out. I hate how tight it makes this spot right here, though, when you try to do that. Wish it would even it out a bit more. It goes a little hard, a little too hard with that. Got an idea. Got an idea here. See if it'll work. Let's go 45 degrees. Still kind of going up. I'm not going to smooth this section out. I'm only going to smooth the back part here. So this piece up to about maybe here, just to round that out. And if we do anything, we can maybe smooth that. Might smooth that one out too. There we go. There we go. Alright, so we will have a catwalk going around here. We want it on the left side still. Just like so. Alright, and now it's just a matter of smoothing. So let's get that out of the way here. 1, 2, 3. We'll just do 3. That's what I always do. We'll smooth forward. We'll smooth the first half here a few times. Go back the other way. This smooth mod saves so much time. If you don't have it already, be sure to install this mod. It really is like a time saver. Like a crazy amount of time saving. You're gonna save so much time using it on smoothing your coasters, because like I can smooth it within a matter of like a minute or just maybe a couple minutes rather than like an hour. We're gonna go through each section about 3 times, I think. I think 3 times will be a good amount. Usually 2 is pretty solid too, but like 3 might be the spot. For this ride. So we do have a lot of twists and turns, and we want to make sure those transitions are good. There we go. And now we need to set like a color scheme and stuff, but I think that's a pretty good little layout for a little family coaster. It's pretty long too. You know, we got 2 launches. Pretty good. We're gonna test it out with some slower speeds here. Just a little bit, because it's still a little fast. We might go 35 miles an hour. And 6 acceleration on that launch. We're also going to test it out with multiple trains here. I would like to run 3 trains. So the second train won't run until that one hits a brake run. Maybe we can change that. Maybe we can somehow throw in a block section. Maybe at the top here. That no one... See, it blends right in. It just has like... It almost looks like trims. Brake target speed. And the idea is it's not going to slow it down at all. The acceleration rate. Release speed. Release acceleration. Okay. So now we have another block section there. That way the second train can dispatch after it crosses that spot. So let's try and see how this turns out. And we'll go ahead and hop on too. I thought I put a holding section there. I could have swore I put a holding section there. Wanted a holding section. So far, pretty smooth. And for a family coaster, it's about a good speed, I think. See how fast this is. Did slow it down quite a bit. Now, you may have heard those brakes kick in, but it actually didn't really, because I turned basically that off. I just wanted to put a block section here, so the other train will start moving. But I need that holding section at the beginning of the ride, otherwise it's probably going to stop at the second part of the lift there. Right up there. Because it's going to have to wait until this clears before it will go anywhere, because it's going to just stop there. And it probably won't make it over. See, now that it goes, it's gonna go really slow. It's not even gonna make it over. That's why I need this to have a holding section here. Holding section. There we go. I thought it already was a holding section, but I was wrong, I guess. We might have to make this launch a little bit faster, depending if it still hits the speed here, which it doesn't look like it does. So we might have to raise the acceleration up. I think that's the wrong holding section. That's the one we want. There we go. Let's go up to 7 acceleration. Now let's try it. That 3 seconds will make a huge difference on the holding section. Because again, we don't want the other train to dispatch until it's at least halfway through the layout, so. Let's check the live results, see if it hits 45. It does, okay. I don't want to slow the first section down, so. The first section's a good, perfect speed, so. Especially for a family coaster, so this one will go. We'll reach up here. That's a good speed right there. I like that. I might speed it up just the tiny bit because, like, the very beginning here is pretty slow, and it will help time out the dispatches too. You get a few interaction moments too if it's timed right, which is actually pretty cool. See how slow it goes towards the brake run. See, it goes pretty slow into the brake run, so that's my only biggest concern there. Still stops. Because it didn't clear it right away. Darn. Alright, we still need to make a couple adjustments here, so let's see. I think what we're going to do is speed this up just a pinch. Let's go to 37 miles an hour. That shouldn't be deaccelerating at all, which it isn't. Let's see if that one little bit will help. We can't have it stopping up here, or it actually will stall out on the other train. So we need to speed it up just a little bit on the second half. We might even make the deacceleration on these brakes a little less. That way it doesn't slow down as fast. So we can clear that block section a little bit quicker too. Another option is to move the block section further up to the top. If this doesn't work, then we'll probably consider that. Moving it up to the top there. Just move it up one track piece. That way it gives you an extra second or so. We'll get it figured out. Let's see, that little extra makes this hit the brake run a little bit faster, which is nice. Okay, it should be cleared right there, so the other one doesn't stop. Perfect. And the other train's rolling out. Timed perfectly, so... good 3-train operations right there, I would say. See, even though I'm not a coaster engineer or programmer, I am able to make tweaks like that to make sure the trains are spaced out where they should be. Alright, shouldn't have to move anything else. That did the trick, so... take a look at our stats. It's actually really high stats, 504. Pretty high for a smaller scale coaster. Family coaster there. So we got 3,239 feet of track. I thought it was going to be longer than that. Max speed of 51 miles an hour. That's a little bit fast, but I would say it's more on the family thrill coaster side of things. So it's not like a true family coaster, but it's more family thrill. So like it's on the edge of, this is a ride that you would ride to get yourself ready for like the larger coasters. It's kind of like that step right before you take the larger coaster, the next large coaster, you know. It's got pretty good pacing, except for the very end. It's a little bit slow, but that's alright. I really do like this layout, though. I think it turned out pretty cool. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if this was a win. I think it's a win. Nice little mock family thrill coaster with an inclined launch. I love inclined launches, and I don't know if Mach has done any inclined launches like this. Maybe some of you guys know. I was kind of having some, like, I don't know, lightning rod vibes, because I'm just like, or you could even say Maverick, where I'm just like, I wanted an incline launch. I love incline launches. And I'm sure Mach would be able to if a customer requested it, if someone requested it. I'm sure it's something they could do. Now, as for colors of this ride, I was thinking maybe do something kind of like this teal. I like this teal color. I always like gray supports, but since we already got gray supports on the other one, maybe we should do something a little different. Oh, it got rid of this support. I didn't even realize that. Why did it get rid of that support? I might have to do a custom support right there, just so it has that one support. That brown, light brown actually looks kind of cool with that teal. Not too bad, actually. You can't change the train colors on this, so I need to make sure they at least kind of match the train. A little bit. I was thinking maybe orange because it has orange restraints, so the Copperhead Strike trains. We could always switch to the vector trains as well, but I kind of like the little bit of theming that these ones have. Green. Or black. I don't know if I like the black. Gray just looks great. On coaster supports. I don't know what it is. We'll have a different, maybe a different little shade of gray. I like the gray. Orange is a little bit too much, I think, so. Alright, so now I need to look at doing a quick custom support here. We do have a mock connector that I will use. Mock rides. And this one will go around right here. I'm going to try and make it look like the other auto-generated support as close as I can. We're going to try. I don't know how well it's going to turn out, but we're going to give it a go. Is this small enough? No, that's pretty thick. I need a small piece. Very thin, like an extended. Perfect. This Intamin connector piece will work perfectly. It's smaller. And then we'll put a... Or don't place it, I guess. Okay. I thought I placed it. Now we need kind of like a flange piece. We could just use a regular flange piece. If we find the right size, this one will work. A little bit on the thicker side, and then we just get our support at the angle we want for this support. It might have to be a little bit more angled than the other one. Than this one, so it doesn't get too far in the way. That one we can go a little bit steeper. Still got quite a bit of space. I don't even know why it deleted this one to begin with, if I'm going to be quite honest. And right about there should be a good spot. I want to replicate the other support as much as I can. Go about right there. Go down just a tad. And get the right angle that we need. And we're trying to do our best to replicate the other one so it blends right in. And then we get... Oh, well, we don't get nothing, because I... back to We're blending in quite well. You wouldn't even know that this was a custom support. Might know, but you guys, of course, will know that are watching this. If you are watching to this point. I know some people probably, and understandably so, probably do skim a little bit. Look at that. Especially when you're zoomed out, you wouldn't even know. Alright, I like how this ride turned out. Very much so. We'll even have... We're going to have a nice path that is going to be kind of like a viewing area of this ride. You kind of get a nice observation of the launch right here. Definitely going to implement that in here. And I said I wanted to interact with the paths. It might eventually, once we expand. Because we're going to connect this here, and it's going to be part of here. But when we expand the park a little bit around, we're probably going to completely enclose this area with pathway eventually. And that will be our expansion for that. I'm trying to think about... Gotta start thinking a little bit about... actually, let's delete that path. And I think we're going to slightly move this around just a little bit. Not by much, just a little. I want to have enough space for something here, so I think we're just going to... Oh, I should have... I forgot about the support. I had to select it as well, so it moves with everything. Look at that support. That support's showing up now. Why is that support deciding to show up now? What you doing? Alright, we'll put it right up there. If that support stays there. Okay, I didn't think it would. Alright, now that gives us plenty of space for like a transfer track and everything. And I can actually make this a lot easier. Like so. So we have that, and then we have all this space to work with as well. We might back it off. Trying to get the perfect placement. So that's all. Hang tight for a minute. Just trying to get the perfect placement for this ride. Because again, I do want to have some really nice path interactions. We can really expand that out. That will look really good. And again, we are going to connect this path here with the carousel, and we're really going to focus on that and make that look really nice. It's going to look great. As for the queue line, we might do a little bit of a queue in here. It might come back around. We're going to have that. And then maybe connect somewhere over here right next to the exit. So the exit will come out here. And then we'll probably have a queue line that kind of sneaks its way around here. We'll probably want to make sure we make the transfer track first, though. So it is not going to be in the way. Make sure it's not going to be in the way. And I do want to sneak some pathways that will come around here eventually if we expand the park around. It'll come around this way, and then we can go from there. And I'm actually really heavily thinking about moving the park entrance as well. Kind of like what I did with Wind Valley Park, where the entrance gets moved to a different location. I'm not ready for that just yet. But for right now, the park's entrance is going to stay where it is. I don't think we can move the park entrance. I might be able to reload this into a scenario editor to where I can actually move that, but once we get to the part, because I'm actually to the point where I'm just trying to make a nice looking park at this point and not worry too much about money. I at least want to complete the park. I know we've already done our goal with the low budget, but I want to at least get the park in a finished state, even if it's small. And who knows, maybe I'll reuse it for Windleverse at some point. Maybe. If it turns out nice enough. So. But I like this coaster a lot. This episode, we're basically not doing much scenery. We're just really getting the coaster kind of prepped and ready for this. So I think so. Keeping that in mind, you know. We're not going to be doing too much with everything else. Let's go ahead and we can go ahead and place an entrance and exit of this ride. And maybe even get a ride platform just kind of started. What do we want to do? What pieces do we want to do? We can do some brick pieces, or I can just completely click out of it for no reason and be a little counterproductive. Alright, we used the lime plaster on that over there, so I don't want to use that a second time. We want to use something else. Maybe like a wooden... with more of a wooden... some wooden pieces here. Okay, we're going to expand the station out this way by one there. And then as for the exit, we could expand it one more piece too. I usually like to do that. At least somewhat, so we can do that. And then we can go ahead and outline our how the path's gonna go here. And we still got plenty of space there, so that works just fine. And then that will basically give us our exit ramp. Let's do this first. There we go. Perfect. Grid, and go that way. Perfect. And then that's going to be our exit ramp for the ride right there. Making it accessible for wheelchairs and such. You just got to push it up a little bit of an incline. That'll be nice. All right. And as for Q, we gotta figure out what we're gonna do here. We'll go around. We're gonna have a thick Q at the end here, just because it matches up with the station a little bit better and easier. It's a little bit better, so. after this autosave. If it ever finishes. We'll see if this autosave finishes. There it goes. Okay, we're good. Do stairs on this one. And then we can go down to smaller queue. And branch it off going into there. I wish we could do a square piece here, but we can't. The game doesn't really allow that, so. But then we can just form this around here nice and easily. Nice and easy here. And then boom, just like that. And then to cover that up, we'll just do like some path covers of some sorts. And then that's kind of how the station's gonna start off for us, so. But we can have exit here, have the entrance wrap around after some sort of transfer track that we can do here, because we do need a transfer track. We can all make it part of the same building. Should be able to, no problem. I think we're just going to use small pieces since it is a kind of a smaller ride, somewhat. So we're going to use these as the transfer for the transfer table. We'll go out to about, basically we're just gonna have 2 maintenance bays too, so we're just gonna do 2 maintenance bays because that's all we really need. If we go to framework, we're going to do some very simple footers at the bottom here. Just right into the ground. Like so. Pretty easy. Pretty simple. And I always like to put these little rails in here, just on top. I've always done that with my transfer tracks, just to kind of give it that look that it's on a track that can move over. Because they work well for that, so. And then could connect them if we wanted to, but I kind of think it's fine the way it is. Let's go ahead and turn our grid size down because we only need it to be around right here for our buildings. Storage building. And it only needs to be long enough to fit the trains, basically. So we're going to go right here, and we still got plenty of space right there, which is good. Basically, it needs to just go about right here. So we can move that over. And that's our going to be our layout for our storage building. Pretty simple stuff going on in there. Just type wood so we have the right pieces here. And for the top piece, we're going to do a different just to give it a little bit of flavor, different. Give it a different type of wood piece here. For the transfer, so. Looking pretty solid. We only need to store 2 trains at a time. There's a lot of rides that do that run 3 trains that only have 2 storage bays, and that's going to be the case here. So you'll always have one in the station, stored in the station when the ride is not operating. So you kind of get that the way that works. So. All right. I don't know if we have any track pieces that we can use. Hydraulic launch track. You could put right there, but we could use the B&M pieces, but obviously it's not the same style. Or we could just put maintenance bays there and then put, like, I don't know if we have any maybe in the toolkit items. How big are the cable pieces? They're way too thin. Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't think they'd be as big as a piece there, that piece there, but do we have any cylinder pieces? We could check the arch shapes, but I think they're going to be way too big. We don't have like beams or pieces that are going to fit it properly. I don't know what that is. We got some square pieces. If they were rounded pieces, they'd be perfect. Oh, we got a pole here that actually might work. Just make them the same color here. Maybe a little bit brighter, because the way this is colored, it doesn't really match. All I need are these 3 pieces, basically. The rest can take care of itself. Okay, so I'm going to take these 3 pieces, group them together. You can kind of see where I'm going with this, maybe. And then all we got to do, potentially, is find some sort of cross ties, but I had an idea that maybe if we just use the mock connector here, that we can actually just do this. And again, it's a transfer piece, so it doesn't have to completely match the track too much. It just needs to be similar. You can actually do something like this. And only there's only going to be one little piece popping out here, so you're only going to really probably see like that. So, because we're not going to do any interiors here or anything like that, so that way when you... Nah, I clicked the blueprint button, of course I did. Of course I did. Now you could always just build off of the track pieces here, but sometimes I like to just do scenery. Those rails actually work really well, or those beams right there that I found. I think it was a toolkit item. I'm pretty sure, so. But what we can do is close that up. And then get our shutter pieces. I use these every time for storage bays and such, so. let's see. Let's go ahead and actually delete that right there. Our wooden wall pieces. And we're gonna create make sure we have an opening here for our trains. Like so. And what we can actually do is we can take these pieces, edit it, center them in here. Center them in the opening bays here. That way they're centered. And then we can start editing this again. And start to do these shutter pieces. Probably want to do a border around all of this, but and just build these up. And then all we gotta do here is we're gonna push them backwards into the wall here, kind of like that. It looks pretty legit. And that's about all there is to it for that, so unless we want to, only other thing I would do is maybe make some borders here for the storage bays, kind of like this, here, and then probably on the bottom too. And the top. Let's center these. There we go. And there you have it. You got a nice little storage bay. Actually, it looks pretty solid. You could separate those a little bit, but in this case, we'll just keep them nice and close together. That way there's workspace for the maintenance shed, which will be pretty nice. So looking pretty solid. Pretty happy with that. So yeah, that's gonna get us going in that. We'll do a lot more. Obviously, we'll do a lot more. We're gonna probably work on the station, maybe queue line, and some other things and scenery in the next episode. We might even get it finished in the next episode, potentially. I could see us potentially getting it done in the next episode, so which wouldn't take too long. So putting together this nice little family coaster. Let me know in the comments what you think about this coaster. If you have any name suggestions or something like that, let me know. And we're gonna get this area looking just as nice over here as it is over here. So and then I think our focus after we get it connected is definitely to try and update our little old area too, because it's looking kind of crappy compared to what we've done over here. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next live stream episode, whatever it may be. So I hope you guys are enjoying all this content I'm getting out to you guys. So be sure to check out a lot of my other videos as well. I've been doing some Luigi's Mansion series. I've been playing some Madden 24. So if you're a fan of Planet Coaster, give those videos a shot. If you end up not liking them, that's fine. But trying to get more people on board with those videos as well. So, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks, and goodbye.